Hello everybody, this is Petrichor Black here, and welcome back to the Skull Journal Reviews episode 42, in which today I'm going to be reviewing the Target novelisation of Planet in this Doctor Who book review by taking a look at the presentation of this Doctor Who book. We have the Target logo, Doctor Who, in the Sylvester McCoy sort of style, on this black banner. All the later Targets had, number 145, Planet of Giants, Terrance Dicks. And then for the cover itself, it's one of my personal favourites of the Target range, set against this sort of khaki camouflage army sort of mixture of greens. We have a massive fly in the background which is brilliantly detailed. I like all of the sort of glistens of the hair and the sort of details of the fly. It's absolutely wonderful, with some DN6 around here, with some DN6 on the sort of flies, I forget the word, but I'm just going to say tentacles because fuck it. And then we've got Alistair Pearson's sort of signature down there with the First Doctor in his sort of Planet of Giants costume, in that sort of velvet sort of blue sort of robe. Very nice cover overall. I love the detailing, and I think that looks a lot like William Hartnell, and I think that looks a lot like a fly. It's absolutely fantastic, this cover, and is a personal favourite of the Target novelisation range. Then for the spine we have the Target logo, Doctor Who, Planet of Giants, Terrance Dicks, number 145, set against grey. And for the back we have a continuation of that sort of grey sort of colour scheme. We have the synopsis set against that, the barcode in an original UK, US, Canadian, New Zealand and Australian prices. Then what sort of genre this book is, science fiction TV tie-in. And now for the synopsis. The Doctor is feeling confident. This time, the TARDIS has landed on Earth in England 1963, but when he and his companions venture outside, they are soon lost in a maze of ravines and menaced by gigantic insects, and the insects are dying. Every living thing is dying. Meanwhile, in a cottage garden on a perfect summer's day, the man from the Ministry arrives to put a stop to the production of DN6, a pesticide with the power to destroy all life forms. But the men who invented DN6 will stop at nothing, not even murder, in a desire to see DN6 succeed. Can the 1-inch tall Doctor foil their plans? Now for the innards we have Doctor Who Planet of Giants. Doctor Who Planet of Giants, based on the BBC television series by Louis Marks, by arrangement with BBC Books, a division of BBC Enterprises Limited. Terrance Dicks, number 145 in the Target Doctor Who library. Target logo, a Target book published by the paperback division of W.H. Allen and Co. plc. Various copyright guff. And then a contents of this book with the beginning of the book on the next page. This is a 105-page long Target novelisation spread across 14 chapters, and at the back, the end of the book, we literally just have the end of the book. There's no sort of after things or anything like that for the book. After the presentation of this Doctor Who book out of the way with, what's the general consensus as well as my own personal thoughts and opinions on this Target novelisation of Planet of Giants? As for the general consensus on this paperback, it has an average rating of 3.22 out of 5 on Goodreads, with fairly mixed reviews overall, with ratings ranging from 2 stars to a few 4 stars. Do I agree or disagree with the general consensus? Let us find out. As for the TV story, it's a bit of an odd one considering the nature of its production, how it sort of originated from the very first Doctor Who story in a sense, because the very first Doctor Who story was originally meant to be about giant people, and sort of stuff like that was going to be called the Giants, and then that was eventually sort of scrapped, and I think sort of ideas, concepts and elements from that unmade story were actually put into Planet of Giants. So in a sense this is sort of the finished product of an unfinished very first Doctor Who story, as well as how the third and fourth episodes were sort of the sort of handling of the original third and fourth episodes, which is very fascinating. From what I've researched, basically they had original recordings of the third and fourth episodes, and it was originally meant to be a four-parter, but what happened was that due to executive decisions, the BBC duplicated the master tapes of the third and fourth episodes, Crisis and An Urge to Live being the fourth episode and Crisis being the third. They took duplications of the master prints and edited those together to create a new episode 3, and then with the original tapes being wiped. And this inadvertently led to the creation of Mission to the Unknown, because what happened was, Verity, after this sort of edit of the episodes, Verity Lambert was left owing an episode, so to say, and she, as her very final assignment on Doctor Who, funny enough, decided to create a one-episode prequel to the Daleks Master Plan, which was upcoming at that point that she created it, which is very interesting. For a TV story, it was very bold and ambitious, combining the late great Roger Moore's The Saint with psychedelic sci-fi. The plot is very interesting, with the DN6 pesticide being created and being a potential hazard to the Doctor and co. The murder conspiracy going on, as well as the fact that the main cast could possibly literally ride ants as horses. I overall feel that it's a pretty good story and a prime slice of Doctor Who at its very early sort of testing stages and experimentation. With the novelisation, I felt that Terrance Dicks has done a good straight from TV to book adaptation. The characters' characterisation is spot on, and I overall feel that Terrance Dicks has done a great job of adapting this TV story. Again, like the TV story, it's nothing outstanding, but it's a good story, but it's good for what it is.